Today, I actually get to start the process of building things. So while I have been patching the plaster and rebuilding the sort of the mortar, let's call it, up here on the porch, so then I'm going to plaster over that as well and sort of try and make this a nice smooth surface all the way to the top. What I actually get to build today is I got to build this out. So right now there's like a little ledge that goes then up to the brick wall. So I've got to build that out so it becomes one straight wall all the way to the top. So this is sort of a momentous event for me because this is the first construction to build something in the house. I know it's not a big thing, but you know, it's something. And got another new tool. This is a drywall sander. So because I'm going to be, when it comes to the house, I'm going to be having to drywall every room in the house. And then we're going to be building rooms upstairs. And so I'll have to drywall and then sand all those. Then I'm going to have to do this building and then that building and then that building. And so after looking at the price of renting one of these devices, it actually ended up being cheaper to just buy one. So let's get started. Because in the end, I'm really still just a boy playing with my toys, I want to try out this drywall sander because a couple years ago, I repaired my parents' house before they moved into a retirement community, and it sucked to do this, so I'm really looking forward to something to make this job easier. Well, I need headphones, headset, earplugs, that's what I need. Where did I put my earplugs? Or ear headphones, God, what are these called? All right, screw it, we'll just play with it without them. That's amazing. It's there's almost no dust in the room because the suction was actually really, really good. And B, let's see if you can see the difference. This is how much it sanded down in that little bit of time versus that wall. The question is it really smoother? Oh my gosh, it is substantially smoother. Let's see here, I'll give you a raking light. So this is the wall without sanding, and there's the wall with sanding. So it removed, we'll call things coming out of the wall, but there's still some valleys in there for sure. But that could be dealt with a couple more passes easily. But look at all of the stuff coming out of the wall that I'm trying to get rid of to make our walls smoother because this drives me nuts. So way better, and that only took like 2 or 3 minutes. So love the tool, look forward to using it more. Very exciting start to the day. So starting this project, the first thing I actually think I should do, well, first of all, I should sweep off all this, but next thing I should do is just put the insulation in and see how thick the insulation becomes before I get too sort of invested in what I'm building. So the thickness all the way out is 16 from the brick. So let's see what we can do with the first piece. Which I bought this insulation here, not even thinking about the issue of of, can I cut it? I don't actually know if I can cut this with my blade. So we'll see. I'm hoping that this is sort of a simple cut. I mean, does this truly need insulation? Probably not at all. But I'm gonna give it insulation anyways, because why not? I would rather over-insulate than under-insulate, and I don't believe it's gonna cost that much money or that much effort in the end. In the beginning here it will, because this is the first time I'm doing this. So I've got a little bit of a learning curve with the new material. All right. So let's do a notch. Am I being super professional and super specific with this? Absolutely not. This is literally insulation on a porch. I do not see the need to be going OCD with this. We'll go OCD with other things that are actually important to our daily lives. But that's a pretty good start right there. I like that. Is it perfect? No, but it's a good start. And that I can jam over there. Done. That I can just blaze up in here. And I'll just have scraps everywhere. Cause to be honest, I probably didn't buy enough insulation. And oh, that was only half of a thing. Oh, yeah, no, I got tons of insulation. But that was only half a board. I got 3 boards. Let's do this one different. We'll do this one this way. Woo. As I said, this is a porch, so just some insulation. Mostly what this will do is hold our heat in the winter more than really do much else. That's lovely. Ah, you know what kills me? That I'm fully aware that I should go get some sort of it just kills me. I should go get some actual like insulation, I guess foam spray to go around this, because I'm not going to do it perfectly, A, and B, and B, there'll always be gaps, and gaps are the worst thing you can have in insulation. So I'll work on other things and come back to this after lunch. After another trip, third trip to a hardware store so far today, I now have, I believe, the proper tool to do what I need to do, which is to seal up all these gaps. I always use too much of this. It ends up expanding way too much. Spare pieces can go back there. Okay, that was way too big. Goodness gracious, how do I get this even in there? I don't need to get it in there. I have a thing called a ruler. So what I'm doing here is I'm just carving out the back of this because there's a little extra mortar in the back here. Just to make it so it sort of sits a little flatter. Again, is it stunning? No, but will it serve its purpose? Yes. I can already see a little bit of an issue up here. It's dripping down. So we'll put a little bit more up top there. Hi. That is layer number 2. It's looking sharp. I like it. Not sure if I have enough to do a full 3rd layer, so. Okay. That's all the insulation I'm going to do, at least for the moment. Next I put a wood frame. And then put some more insulation and then drywall. So wood frame. Box number 1. It's a little bit too big. Let's see if I can do it the other way. How are my measurements so off? Okay, how is it this way? Also a bit big. So, a bit big in every direction. Let's trim it down. Double checking before I start putting things together. Good. Good. So that one's good. Okay, so this is here. Those are going to be on top. Yeah, that's just lovely. Good. Let's put it together. And we back. How is this little corner kept? Okay. I just realized probably should have a level. Yep, need a level. Don't know where my levels are. Couldn't find my level, but I found the level left by the previous owner. Ooh, that's far off. Okay. That's more than enough. I think we should bring it down a little bit more. Perfectly the way I want it. So, throw a screw in there. So that's good. Now let's get this level going vertically. Question is, did I just go through this balcony? You know, we'll see in time. I think that's plenty. Quite structural. Good. So that's done. One box. Now another box over here. Basically doing the same thing, except it's going to have an angle. So let's see if I did this on the first go. I did. Stunning! I like it. I mean, it's ugly as crap, but it's all going to be behind a wall, so who cares? Yeah, some more insulation, some more foam, and then drywall, and we're done. You know, it's just that easy. So, that's all I bought. Did a pretty good job. Probably should have put it over there first, but oh well. I will do spray foam over there. So last bit is drywall. Well, foam slash drywall. So spray some foam in, plop the drywall on. Hope it doesn't break the drywall. Which probably will. I hate working with drywall, but it's a very good material. Okay, got all my, oh wait, I've got another piece over here. There we go, now I can put something over here. Now, question is, do I try and be sly and sort of like trim around everything and fit it in snug in like 1 to 2, well, in 2 pieces, or do I accept my fate and make it into a whole bunch of smaller pieces and then patch it up later? I think, well, let's see how my skills are. If I do a good job, I'll continue doing it. If I do a crappy job, then I'll stop and do something else. Here's my 70 that I just remembered. It's actually only 60 centimeters tall, but this is higher than that. It's 64. So my 70 goes to a good spot. I like that. Ah! And it's funny, I'm generally a person that loves measuring and precision, but this building just doesn't allow for it. Okay, I gotta move this ladder. Because there is nothing precise about this building, as far as I can tell so far. Let's cut my notches and see how well I do. So it should be this way. Okay. Why is this one not right? Why are these two not right? Okay, I think maybe these two are right. This one's wrong. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, none of them are right. Take two. Ha-ha! So beautiful. So beautiful. Yes, I know there's a gap at the top. That's because these pieces of wood come in 60 centimeters and this is 64 centimeters. So no matter what, I was always going to have to do that. Love it. Stay. Gotta go get my screws and my screw gun. Screw gun. Whew. Panel number one. It's all right. Boop, boop, boop. Panel number one. Solid. Love it. And panel number two. Hold on, but I gotta do this and then, oh crap, where's it? There it is. Number two is much easier than number one. One last little bit to do, little sliver up the top there. We'll call it a day. 5.5, 3.5. That's just lovely. And so you know what, now that I think about it, I'm gonna be probably insulating this anyways, and building down to here anyways. So there's really no reason for this, because I'm going to put some insulation here, build down to this beam height, which is below this anyway, so I'm not going to put it in. No need. So this sort of ugliness will be gone and create a nice smooth surface. But my plan is to leave this beam exposed. So I'm just going to build plaster or build a sheetrock wall to between here and here, because this is going to be insulated, so that'll be insulated. So this will be visible, and so will this one, and so that, and then the one on the other side of the room also. So that'll be a nice like thing. This will be covered here on because of the insulation up here, and then insulation over here. So I'm not even going to worry about that one. Therefore, I do not have to worry about this up here. Boom! Makes the project done for the day. On to the next. Because it's a little bit warm outside and Well, it's only gonna get warmer, but I'm not accustomed to it yet. So I'm gonna stay in this colder part of the house and do some work back here in the heat of the day. Because I also got the new tool and I wanna play with it. These don't last very long. But all sort of orbital sanding things don't last very long, so that's no great surprise to me. But I only bought 2, so I'm done for the day. But I will show you what I got done. So, here we go. I need a flashlight again, like just to give a reference. This is the unsanded wall in this room that I have not touched. And over here is what I just did. So while it's not perfect, there are lots of little pock marks. At least the raised stuff is all gone. So it's smooth there. It's a problem. But also I just sort of did all this and just sort of brought out all these cracks and other things that I need to putty and fill and just sort of smooth out to make it so that the walls look smoother. That's pretty much all I'm going for.